The temperate desert is located in the Intermountain region of the western United States between the Pacific Coast and Rocky Mountains. Many are inland areas separated from oceanic moisture by mountain ranges. They are located between 15 degrees and 35 degrees latitude north and south of the equator. Deserts such as Mojave, Sonoran, Chihuahua, Great Basin in North America, Sahara in Africa, Negev in Middle East, and Gobi in Asia. Daytime temperatures are high in summer and low in winter in the temperate desert. Winters are long and cold with temperatures below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The average temperature range is between 30 degrees Fahrenheit and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Most precipitation occurs in winter. The geographic features in the desert include only sand or rocks and gravel. Though there are sand dunes that appear as hills, the land is flat. A water-rich ecosystem is found in a desert that has an oasis fed by underwater streams and often occurs in a low enough area so that the water table can be tapped. The prickly pear cactus lives in a habitat where water is a very scarce resource. The prickly pear cactus conserves water by storing it in its pads to use when there is a drought and by modifying its leaves into spines. These structures also serve as protection. This native plant also has a stoma to conserve water. This is done by opening to stomata at night when the air is cooler and less water will evaporate. The carbon collected at night is then converted to organic acid, which is stored until the sun rises to provide the products of the light reactions. Creating seeds and flowering take up a lot of resources. By doing this form of asexual reproduction, the plant is able to use the energy and resources elsewhere for survival. Next, the desert spoon cactus stores water inside its leaves, which are thick and tough to reduce water loss. They have woody stems that contain sugary sap. The fishhook-shaped spines of the fishhook cactus help divert heat and shade the growing tip of the plant. Roadrunners adapted essential means of retaining water. While digesting meals, they absorb excess water from their feces before excreting it. Roadrunners have small and large intestines. As omnivores, they have longer and more coiled small intestines than birds who are carnivores. Unlike other species of birds, roadrunners must get rid of excess salt from their bodies to stay hydrated. Roadrunners have salt glands above their eyes that remove excess salt from their blood. They have feet consisting of 2 toes facing frontward and 2 toes facing backward per foot in order to run quickly to hunt and escape predators. Jackrabbits develop large ears to regulate flow of blood when it's hot, have long legs and fur-covered feet. The fur benefits the rabbit by providing camouflage to hide from predators and seek prey. Sandstorm damage is reduced by the dense eyelashes and the narrow nostrils of the Bactrian camel that can be closed tightly against the storms. The 2 toes are connected with an undivided sole and are spread widely, allowing the camel greater ability to walk on sandy ground. The coat of this species becomes thick and shaggy in winter when temperatures can drop to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. The devil's hole pupfish remain in their Mojave Desert home and considered endangered. A study was found that climate change is contributing to the warming of the water in Devil's Hole, negatively affecting the ability of eggs to hatch and larvae to survive. The owls which feed on the pupfish increase the pool nutrient levels by casting nutrient-rich pellets into the water. This pupfish is the most restricted vertebrate species in the world. In 1952, the Devil's Hole program was an addition to Death Valley National Monument by presidential proclamation. Later, the NPS installed a hydrograph in the hole to monitor water levels. The arroyo toad is another endangered species due to habitat degradation, mainly through urbanization, dam construction, and ill-timed water releases, agriculture, road construction, off-road vehicle use, overgrazing, and mining activities. To address these threatened species, USFWS in 2001 designated as critical habitat approximately 182,360 acres in 22 units in various regions. With such limited supplies of food and water, there is a great deal of competition for resources in the temperate desert. For example, both collared lizard and the roadrunner eat the darkling beetle, so they must compete for this finite resource. This is why biodiversity is so vital to the survival of an ecosystem, because without a variety of organisms, the overlaps in resources would cause competition to drive species to extinction. Red brome is native to the Mediterranean and is now widely distributed across western states. The red brome decomposes slowly and greatly increases fire potential. It is harmful to desert plants that are not adapted to fire. It can also injure wildlife and livestock, decreasing land values and degrade wildlife diversity and habitats. To get rid of red brome, you need to eradicate them as early as possible. You can also hand remove it, mow it, graze it, and use herbicides. Arabian grasses, also known as Arabian schemes, are native to southern Europe, North Africa, and Near East. It spread from Arizona to California in the early 1900s. Arab grasses compete effectively and eliminate nutrients with native annual plants. Fire is easily caused by its dead stems. You can get rid of it by prescribed burning, grazing, and herbicides like glyphosate. Sahara mustard is native to semi-arid and arid deserts of North Africa and the Middle East. It was first found in the United States at Coachella in 1977. Sahara mustard off-road vehicle use can crush plants and animals. It also disrupts the desert pavement, leaving the soil underneath open to wind erosion. Humans sometimes dump nuclear waste in deserts. This poisons water, land, and air, which can harm and kill off plants and animals living near the nuclear waste dump.
The cold desert is specifically located at Atacama coast of Peru and Chile, northern China and southern Mongolia, western United States, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Namib coast of southwestern Africa, western China, and Russia. It's located at latitudes of 63 degrees south to 90 degrees south. Temperatures in the winter are 28 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summer, temperatures range from 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Precipitation ranges from 20 to 25 centimeters per year. Winters are dry and foggy. Important abiotic factors in the cold desert are pebbles and sand dunes. The Arctic moss produces many leaves, so it's easier for photosynthesis in the spring, allowing it to store energy in the winter. This native plant grows low to avoid harsh winds. Even though the Arctic willow is 15 to 20 centimeters tall, it has shallow roots to adapt to permafrost. Arctic willow has leaves that have tiny hairs, which help it survive in the desert's low temperatures. The pasque flower would not be able to survive in such a cold place if it wasn't for its adaptations. Right under the flower part of the plant, the stem and leaves have all grown silk-like hairs for insulation. It is also grown low to the ground to stay out of colder climate. The mule deer is in the deer family and is medium-sized. It has adapted to the cold weather by growing a thick coat for the winter and then sheds to a very thin layer during the summer. This helps them keep cool and warm when they need to. In addition, they have strong legs and wide feet with hooves, so they are good runners and swimmers in order to get away from their predators. During cold winters, the kit fox digs deep burrows into the ground to keep warm during the biome's long winters. The muskox grows 2 layers of fur, one short and one long. Air is trapped in the short fur, acting as insulation. The long fur protects the ox from wind and water. The muskox has hooves that are hard enough to break the ice when the water freezes, which gives the species ability to drink. Caribou are found in the Queen Elizabeth Islands of northern Canada and the northwestern coast of Greenland. They are endangered due to loss of their diet. Increased precipitation from warm temperatures have caused the mosses and lichens, a main part of their winter diet, to be buried in thick layers of snow. The availability of food in summer is also decreasing, which threatens their existence. Moreover, the human destructive activities in the form of explorations for natural gas and oil, mining, road building, and hunting have caused a habitat loss to caribou to make them endangered animals. Muskox were once considered endangered animals as they numbered only 500 in 1917. They have recovered since then and are no longer endangered animals. Today their population has reached to more than 40,000. Hares take turns standing guard at their nest, while others look for food in time to sleep. A caribou's diet consists of berries and sedge. When food is hard to find, muskox compete with caribou for sedge, limiting the availability of food for caribou. Loosestrife finds its way into the biome's ecosystems through the transportation of their seeds, where they have been classified as invasive species to the Alaskan tundra and the area near it, such as Yukon. This can be harmful to the consumers that are used to feeding off of varieties of plants and might get ill or die. Loosestrife is not poisonous, but is very aggressive. The red wolf is an invasive species to the Alaskan Arctic tundra. It originated from Europe and these days found its way to North and South America as well as Australia. Small canids and small mammals are the European red fox's prey, which results in these smaller organisms' prey, such as ground-nesting birds, to decrease. Bird vetch originated in Europe and Asia, but is also found in North and South America since they have been developing in many regions. In the cold desert biome, bird vetch is a well-known weed that causes problems with the access to water. Since the bird vetch is a weed, it steals or minimizes the access of water to other plants, which causes a possibility of extinction of multiple plant species. Some human impacts of the cold desert is sailors overhang muskox. They kill them for their fur and for their meat. Muskox eat the same foods caribou do, so if too many ox are hunted, the amount of food available for caribou will increase, thus increasing the population size of the caribou. Now that mining is prominent in cold desert areas, more people are moving here. This means more clearing of land and more hunting of the animals. This harms the migration and feeding patterns of the animals living in this biome.